नमस्कार मो ना प्रीतिशा महापात्र आज एठारे आम संगे उपस्थित अछंती श्रीमती माधवी मुदगल जी सी गुरुजींकर वन ऑफ द सीनियर मोस्ट डिसाइपल्स सी एथर गुरुजींकर सेटेनरी सेलिब्रेशंस बर्थ एनिवर्सरी रो भुवनेश्वर को आसीचंती आउ आमे तांको संगरे आजी तांकर लाइफ जर्नी आउ एक्सपीरियंसेस गुरुजींको संगरे कोन रहिछि ता विषय टिके चर्चा करिबा So, namaskar.
Namaskar,
Namaskar,
Pritisha.
Madhvi ji. I have few questions I
Sure.
would love to ask you.
Mhm.
So, Guru Shishya Parampara has been the soul of Odissi dance.
Absolutely.
From your lived experience, how has this sacred relationship shaped not only the dancer's technique but also their inner discipline and values?
Yes, Guru Shishya Parampara is the soul of our, not just Odissi dance, our classical arts, music, dance, painting, even literature, I would say. So I was indeed very fortunate to come across Guruji early 70s. And that too happened by chance because I was learning from his Shishya Guru Hare Krishna Behra in Delhi, and I had a performance in Bombay. And my Guruji couldn't reach, and Guru Kerushan Mahapatra happened to be there in Bombay, and Pandit Bhuvaneshwar Mishra was going to play with me. He said, "Why don't you ask him?" So I asked. I was too shy to ask, but I did. And he arrived just at the time of the performance. There was no time for rehearsal. Can you imagine? First time I'm dancing with this great guru, but the items were all his, and that's how I met him. And after that, I became his disciple. So I think the essence of our parampara is not just teaching of dance. Especially with Guruji, it was not merely the movements or an item or the steps or the technique. It was a holistic teaching where everything, I think the way one lives lives also became really very important and very clear by his examples. He would not say it in words, but just through examples, his life, his dedication, his humility, his utter devotion to the art. I think that's what impressed me at that age, and I was very lucky to be with him. Yeah.
Next question. You were nurtured under the guidance of legendary gurus in a traditional gurukul environment. What aspects of that training do you feel are most endangered today, and how can they be consciously preserved?
Well, it is a very tricky question because I was lucky because would come and stay with him in Cuttack in his house for months. And he would come to Delhi to live in our house. So that was really the total Guru Shishya Parampara in a house where, Guruji coming from a vegetarian home, and it was a completely different setup. But how very gently he molded the whole atmosphere to suit me, the food, the way, how he would even prepare the, machar, mosquito net for me. I mean, I cannot even begin to say his generosity, the family's generosity, Guru Ma's, and Shubhu was a little boy at that time. So being with him, living with him, what we miss today is that possibility of being with a guru in 24 hours because the lives have changed. Nobody has time. There are too many pressures on our young people. So also a guru cannot afford to keep 20 children in his house and teach them, feed them. They're not protected by anybody. So that aspect has gone out. But like I teach, it's an institution and we train them probably in a group first. But those who have this capability or the possibility of becoming a soloist, then we teach them separately. Then I teach them separately, take them, isolate them and teach them. So that one-to-one relationship remains. But what we imagine, Guru Shishya Parampara, where the student would live in the Guru's house and imbibe the 24-hour teaching, which is through osmosis, really not through direct teaching. That is missing, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes. Next question.
Hmm?
In the contemporary era of workshops, short term courses, and digital learning, how can young dancers balance accessibility with the depth and rigor that Odissi demands?
Yes, you have to be with a guru for a
Yeah,
very long time, very, very long time. Only after, I would say, 10, 12 years of very solid training under one guru and believe in that guru. Of course, you have to be very lucky to find the right guru,
yeah,
but be with him. Now people are so from one to the other,
yeah, switching,
jumping,
yes,
then it doesn't work. Your style will never be formed. You can have a particular style and learn with another guru after seeking your guru's permission. And a generous guru will never say no, you know. So that is not the point. So the student has to know that it's not through workshops that they can attain. A workshop you can attend after you have attained like we are doing this
yeah,
workshop where
yeah,
they've danced for 10, 15, whatever years. And then,
yeah,
they have their own style and capability to understand another interpretation.
yeah,
That works, but otherwise it's
yeah,
difficult. Workshop culture for me is
yeah,
not I mean, it cannot sustain you or build your capability. It can just give you some inputs.
insights, yeah. So Odissi today enjoys global visibility. How do you view the current artistic landscape of Odissi, its strengths, its challenges, and its responsibilities as a classical form?
Yes, when we say a tradition, a parampara is a flow. It is not static. What Guruji did at that time, in his time, was, I mean, I would say new for that. I mean, how he took elements, culled elements from the traditional Gotipuas, bit of Maharis, the sculpture, the musical traditions, how he built what I say Odissi is today, um, was in a way new at that time. So parampara is always flowing. So each artist adds their own, you know, a bit to that flow, and the parampara still flows. So that is important. But when people start creating, just for the sake of doing something new, when you're compelled to do,
Yeah,
people say, naya karo, why naya karo? There is so much in strength in what we have. Do that first. Surely do something new also, but have strong roots. Without strong roots, when you are compelled to create something new, and it will never stand, it will always fall. So, first, sustained training, understanding of the form. You say globally. Globally, I see a lot more of visibility of Odissi than it was ever before. When we started 70s, 80s, Guruji would travel with me till the time he passed away. In fact, 20 days after he passed away, he was supposed to go with me to France, for a tour. So France, Germany, England, Brazil, where all we performed, and his art was it always reached a lay audience. They were not, I mean, they don't know
yeah,
Radha
yeah,
Krishna or what, or Kuru Yadunandana. He always did Kuru Yadunandana or Pashyati. That the true art shone through him and they received it. A lay audience, a French audience, and they always loved it. Brazil people would cry, after the performance. So it's the strength of the art which he carried, he created through his vision because he was a genius. Yug Purush, we have that word in Hindi. Once born in thousands of years, he was like that.
yeah. With increasing experimentation and cross genre influences, Where should Odissi draw the line between innovation and the sanctity of its classical grammar?
This is always, where is the boundary? Which is the limit? It's a very tricky limit because it depends on the sensibility of the choreographer. How deep you are in the art, that will dictate your boundaries. That will create your own boundaries. You will yourself not transgress it.
Yes.
You know, so it depends on how much knowledge you have, how much you have understood the art form, how much you have gone deep into it. Only we are completely in it, then something will emerge. That seed grown by your guru, grown by the tradition, grown by the culture of the region, only through that new sprouts will occur.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Yes. Um, as a guru who has trained generations of dancers, what changes do you observe in the attitude, patience, and commitment of students across decades?
That's a very good question. I would say uh, sincerity is not lacking. People are very sincere. You know, they want to learn, they want to know more, they know so much, they read so much. I think, but their minds are too crowded
Yeah.
by these hundreds of inputs. They cannot follow a clear path. It's just too much knowledge, but no thinking of their own. So today's challenge is to make them think on their own through teaching.
Yeah.
You have to not be influenced by 1,000 likes somewhere. I'm not 1,000, it should be much, much, many more. Sorry, I'm not into it, this scene at all, so I don't know. You have to make up your mind. You cannot look at AI and form your opinion. You know, you have to make your own be able to make your own judgment. That is very important. So today's world, that responsibility of, you think just because you have access. Acha, okay, this means this, but is it in your mind? Have you imbibed it?
Mm.
That is the question.
Yes. Being from this generation, I can completely relate to what you're saying
Yeah.
because actually there's too much of information
Yes.
online
Yes.
and which is not required also.
Which is
So
not
which
all of it is true.
not yes,
That is the
yes,
point.
and mostly they're not factual based,
That's what I mean. Huh?
but that which leads us to form like do more research that which is correct, which is
It's
not,
not good.
and then in that process we become our mind becomes crowded, and then
Correct. Yeah.
and at the end of the day when we are actually wanting to imbibe something we are already mentally tired.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I can
quite right.
completely relate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Odissi is deeply rooted in Odisha's spiritual, musical, and literary traditions.
Hmm.
How important is it for today's practitioners to engage with these allied disciplines beyond dance techniques?
The dance technique itself imbibes all this. You know,
Yeah.
the knowledge of literature. I mean, one cannot be an expert in everything, but at least music, you have to be, because our Indian classical dance is, the soul is music.
Yes.
So music, you have to have a bit of, not a bit, a little more than a bit of knowledge. The concept of tal, raga, whatever. And literature, because our abhinay, we
Yeah.
base on literary content. So that has to be rich, even if, one cannot be an expert. You have to know Oriya to really, but Sanskrit, a lot
Yeah.
of it is
Yeah.
Sanskrit. So you have to have a knowledge of all that. We cannot have that, but at least the ability to engage with an expert of that
Yeah.
and understand, that is important. So literary knowledge, musical knowledge, the the flavor of the region has to reflect in the art.
या बिकॉज गुरुजी के सारे कोरियोग्राफीज में
हम्म,
जैसे प्राणा संगिनी रे हम लोग
हाँ,
अभी जो कर रहे हैं
हाँ,
वो छोटी छोटी चीजें
कितनी बातें,
हाँ
कितनी
कितनी बातें
छोटी
यस
बातें, हाँ,
कि ऐसे पकड़ा वो
हाँ,
पकड़ा देखा अच्छा ना
अच्छा,
है ना ऑल दीज आर
हाँ,
यस दिस इज
observing,
यस
हाँ,
सो
that's,
वेरी डिटेल एंड माइन्यूटली
हाँ, हाँ.
या करेक्ट Um, Looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of Odissi dance in the next 2 or 3 decades, both in India and on the global stage?
Well, I'm nobody to predict, but there, of course, the spread is much, much more. It will spread a lot more because uh, people who are really capable of teaching or people who are not also teaching, so it'll spread. It is spreading. It has already spread to quite a lot of corners of the world. But the quality,
Yeah,
because nowadays there are hundreds of dancers, but how many are, I mean, out of 1,000, I will not select 10 who are really, of the standard that I seek.
yeah,
So the spread is there, but the quality has to be maintained, and that also must come from the audience. The audience must be able to discriminate कि भाई ये अच्छा है, ये सिर्फ
yeah.
तमाशा कर रहे हैं, या ये सिर्फ शोर मचा रहे हैं, just running from one place to the other, jumping ये वो, not necessary. Quality is important. So
Yes.
I just hope and pray that people will have the sense to discriminate a good dancer from a not such a good dancer.
Yeah, correct. In an age driven by visibility, awards, and social media, what inner compass should an Odissi dancer cultivate to remain grounded and truthful to the art?
You have to be truthful to art. Awards, you can't seek awards. They come naturally if you are deserving. But nowadays there are too many awards.
Yeah.
ये award, वो award, वो award. Anyway, ठीक है, if you get it, it's very nice. But people are just running after it and making such a big hue and cry about getting it or not getting it. Guruji, I mean, imagine, you know, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, French government award, this award, that award. They didn't make a difference to him. I remember when he was in Delhi, from Padma Bhushan to Padma Vibhushan, he said, "अरे government को बोलो जब मुझे train का reservation चाहिए तो मुझे reservation मिल जाए बस." Even that is enough. ये award. I mean, such a simple mind कि difficulty in getting reservation.
Yeah.
तब train travel होता था.
हाँ.
सर उतना ही कर दे. What a simple way of saying.
Yeah.
So awards, of course, you feel happy to be recognized by the government, or that's a great honor, and
Yeah.
also by people you respect. If they give you an award, it's but that's not all. That will happen on naturally on your way to, because it's such a long journey. That's the problem in today's world. That's the problem because it takes time. It just
Yeah.
takes time.
Last question.
Mhm.
Finally, what message would you like to give to young Odissi practitioners today who aspire to walk the path of this sacred art with sincerity and longevity?
You've already said it, sincerity and a long walk, seeking inputs. Sincerity is the first thing, and devotion to the art, to the guru. That is very important because that is, I think, missing nowadays. Yeah, total belief in your guru. He will, a good guru will take you by hand to show you.
Yeah.
And a good guru will be able to say, now you look for this. He will take you to that point where you can think. वो दृष्टि प्रदान करते हैं गुरु, अच्छा गुरु. So be with the teacher, be sincere, and not be in a hurry.
It's true. That's amazingly true. Yes. Thank you so much, Madhviji, for
Very nice
giving me
talking to you,
insights
Pritisha.
also. Because being a young dancer, even I want to like walk on this path.
Yes.
And listening from you, your experience with Guruji, though I haven't had much of an experience.
But you remember, you
Guruji.
were in Delhi and Guruji made you do Arabi in
It
our.
was very small.
Yes,
Very,
and you did.
yeah, I have always.
Yes, so you have genetic genes that you have cultivated, and I really wish you all the very best because you have the base. So you have to build upon it with sincerity and
Yeah, and what you said is completely correct, that you have to completely surrender to your guru. He will take you.
Yes,
As
yes.
Baba Guruvatikant Mahapatra ji,
Uh,
for me,
is
is everything. Like, not just a parent, but he's the guiding source of my life.
absolutely.
And till now, as you said, ग्रुप में स्टार्ट किया एंड धीरे धीरे गुरु को पता रहता है कि कब क्या
इसको
करना
दिखा
है. एंड शायद जब मैं टीनेज में थी तब मेरे को कुछ कुछ चीजें समझ में नहीं आती थी, जो
कि मुझे
अब
क्यों ग्रुप में रखा है, मुझे सोलो क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है.
हाँ, बहुत बहुत होते थे ना वैसे. तो आई वाज आल्सो किड, सो मेरे भी दिमाग में आता होता. तो बट इन जनरल जब अभी पहुंच रही हूँ धीरे धीरे, मैं एक्चुअली दो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ रहे हैं, तब समझ में आता है कि अच्छा हुआ तब नहीं किया, वरना मेरी नाक कट जाती.
Yeah, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Really.
So yes, thank you so much. Thank you and
nice talking to you.
namaskar.
Namaskar.